Europe, winter 2027. The Third World War has begun. A cold, heavy silence has fallen across the continent. There's no gas, no power, no water. You are utterly alone in the dark. A deep, biting frost settles in, a cold that feels final. This isn't just a storm. It's the beginning of the coldest winter in modern history. At first, you tell yourself it's just another blackout. These things happen. You flick a light switch, once, twice, nothing. You wait for the familiar hum of the refrigerator to return, for the glow of the television to flicker back to life. But nothing comes back. You check your phone. No signal. The internet is gone. There's no sound from the radio, just static. The only thing you can hear is the slow, steady ticking of the clock on the wall and the whistle of the wind outside. The world you knew has vanished, leaving only the cold. Within hours, your home, your sanctuary, becomes an icebox. The chill seeps through the walls, through your clothes, right into your bones. You gather every candle you can find, their small flames dancing in the darkness. The smoke stings your eyes and catches in your throat, but the flickering light offers a fragile warmth. It's a small victory against the encroaching freeze. Outside, the city is a ghost town. The usual symphony of traffic and life has been replaced by an eerie, profound silence. You are not alone, yet you feel completely isolated. Soon, a new crisis emerges. You turn the faucet, but only a hollow gurgle answers. The taps have run dry. Panic, cold and sharp, rises in your throat. You look outside and see the snow, a pristine white blanket covering everything. An idea forms. You gather it in a pot, watching it slowly melt over a candle flame. Every single drop of water is now a precious resource. You start rationing everything. Every calorie you consume becomes a calculated decision, a memory of a time when food was abundant. Hunger, a dull ache at first, begins to sharpen. The pantry, once full, now looks painfully sparse. You eat slowly, deliberately, making every bite last. A can of beans, a handful of dry pasta. You learn to make soup from almost nothing. A few vegetable scraps, a pinch of salt. Food is no longer about comfort or pleasure. It has been stripped down to its most basic function: survival. Each meal is a quiet, somber ritual, a moment of reprieve from the gnawing emptiness in your stomach. The only sounds are the crackle of a small fire and the slow, heavy beat of your own heart. By the fourth day, the rules of society have started to fray. The silent streets are no longer empty. You see desperate figures moving in the shadows, their faces etched with hunger and fear. Some people share what little they have, a quiet act of defiance against the chaos. Others, driven by desperation, turn to theft. Distrust becomes a poison, spreading faster than the cold. You watch from your window as arguments break out over scraps, the veneer of civilization cracking under the strain. The collapse of order is not loud and explosive. It's a slow, quiet decay. When night falls, you learn to be invisible. You extinguish the candles, because light is a beacon, an invitation for danger. You sit in the absolute darkness, listening. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind, sounds amplified and menacing. One night, a scream pierces the silence from a few streets over, followed by an abrupt, chilling quiet. You huddle with your family, whispering plans for the next day, your voices barely audible. Staying alive means staying quiet, staying hidden. But human ingenuity is resilient. You adapt. You learn. A few bricks and a metal grate become a makeshift stove, providing more heat than the candles ever could. You perfect the art of melting snow for clean water. The old world of money and commerce is dead, but a new economy is born from necessity. A bag of rice is traded for a box of matches. A jar of salt is exchanged for a few precious candles. Civilization hasn't disappeared entirely. It has just shrunk, becoming a network of small, interdependent communities built on trust and trade. In this struggle, you find you are not alone. You connect with others, a nurse who knows basic first aid, a student who is strong and willing to work, an old man who remembers stories from his grandparents about surviving with nothing. Together, you pool your knowledge and your resources. You relearn the forgotten skills that were once second nature to your ancestors. How to build a fire that lasts, how to find insulation, how to preserve what little food you have. You learn how to stay warm, how to stay alive, and most importantly, how to stay human. The physical hardship is immense, but the mental battle is relentless. The hardest part isn't the hunger or the cold. It's the crushing weight of fear, the gnawing uncertainty that tomorrow might never come. It's the suffocating silence, broken only by your own thoughts. To fight back, you start writing. You keep a small journal, documenting each day. It's not for history, not to remember. It's a way to mark the passage of time, to prove to yourself that you are still here, still fighting. Day 17. Still cold, still alive. In this new world, value has been completely redefined. The new currency isn't paper or digital code. It's tangible, practical, life-sustaining. A stack of firewood is worth more than gold. A handful of AA batteries can be traded for a week's worth of food. A bottle of antibiotics is a treasure beyond measure. You finally understand what true wealth is. It's the warmth of a fire, the security of a locked door, and the taste of a hot meal. It's the things that keep you alive, day after day. Then, after 30 days of silence, a miracle. You're fiddling with an old battery-powered radio, turning the dial through endless static. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the noise. It's faint, crackling, but it's unmistakable. A human voice. "Hold on," it says. "Aid is coming." Repeat, "Hold on, aid is coming." You look at the faces around you. There are tears, hesitant smiles, a wave of stunned disbelief. After a month of darkness, a single spark has ignited. Hope has returned. You survived. You made it through the coldest winter in Europe's history. You endured with no power, no government, no help. You relied on your own courage, your ingenuity, and your unbreakable will to live. As the first signs of a thaw appear, you emerge from the shadows, blinking in the weak morning light. You see others doing the same, a community forged in hardship, coming together to share what they have. In the end, it wasn't the grand strategies of generals or the impact of distant bombs that determined who lived and who didn't. It was something much more fundamental. It was the simple, stubborn refusal to give up. It was the fire inside you, the one that the cold could never extinguish. The question is, if this happened to you, would you survive?